2023 so far for films has been a very interesting year. It's had some very interesting ups and some significant downs. After the powerhouse effect last year of DreamWorks animation, with the release of The Bad Guys and then Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish, I was ecstatic to see what 2023 could bring for films, and hoped that we'd finally get out of the slump that we had partially found ourselves in over the previous years, from time to time. Netflix was no slouch either, finally releasing Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which won an Oscar. And despite my fights with Disney, as they continue to find themselves regressing, making mistakes, and when they're experimental, I don't always like it. I appreciate when they will be experimental, but that becomes even rare. 2023 so far has brought me, and many others, some incredible films. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was finally released, with James Gunn's swan song in the MCU, and is easily one of my favorite MCU films of all time. Across the Spider-Verse triumphantly released to give Sony its highest performing film of all time. A sequel that well then lived up to the first one, my favorite movie of all time. But then as June continued, things started to change, for sure. Elemental performed incredibly poorly by Pixar standards, and continues to struggle time after time again to try and get to the heights it requires to continue on. Almost nothing is known still about Wish, outside of that it comes out this year in November to be Disney's holiday release. Yet we still, in July, have not even seen a trailer yet. Just the basics. DreamWorks suffered their lowest opening in history with Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, a movie I really, really was in support of, and have yet to see due to being busy, but still personally support, because I like the character, at the very least. It deserved a better fate than that. The Flash continues things forward on the path to nowhere, despite being a movie I had no issues with, and for the most part really enjoyed. Its abysmal turnout marks another stone in the hill that James Gunn and the new DCU must try to climb. But Netflix, dear sweet, often stupid Netflix. Netflix has brought us something special once more. In addition to the second season of Sonic Prime, extremely well-received addition to the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, Netflix finally releases a film that has had one of the most unfortunate development histories I've seen in a long time. When Blue Sky, as part of Fox, got bought out by Disney, Disney casually let Blue Sky go bankrupt and kept their IPs, leaving thousands of former animators and workers for Blue Sky Studios, a lesser known and lesser beloved for animation studio, without a job, most likely. And the film Blue Sky had been working on that was supposedly 75% done at that time, Disney tossed aside like a soda can, not to never pick up again. That film was called Nimona, based on a graphic novel of the same name. Here in June of 2023, Netflix officially released the film. Another exclusive to them animated film that generated a very positive buzz and attention. This is Nimona. And it's my favorite film of 2023. I can't stress enough how much I like this film. Not only how much I enjoyed it, but how much I'm ready to see more films like it. This film is everything that Disney refuses to let their films be. And I can't get over how impressed I was with the gall this film has to go so far, and yet still, of course, receive so little. Nimona, of course, much like Pinocchio, did not receive a theatrical release. Despite it being pointed out that Netflix lost $200 million by not allowing it at least have a limited run in theaters, they continue to push for content exclusive to their streaming service. We need to tell Netflix that we want to see their films in theaters if they're going to make good films. Because they only have money to lose by not doing this. I'm telling you right now, I really am. You need to see this film. More than any other movie I've watched this year. You need to see this film. Support animation and support Netflix so that they can start making more good decisions. Because I'm Paul, and Nimona is my favorite film of 2023. I'm Polk. My favorite film of 2023 is Nimona. I am Weekend Deadpool. And I absolutely loved Nimona. And I am Logan Emo. And I have yet to see a film that spoke to me more than this one did.